He's so happy and positive, and it's all he knows too, so we just, like he always says, we roll with it.
I have a thing that shows me how fast I'm going, so it should look like a race car because it can go 6 miles an hour.
He has a pulmonologist, a cardiologist, a gastrointestinal doctor, a nutritionist, a neurologist. He's got a whole team that just follows his wheelchair. He calls the child life specialist the play ladies. So they come into the hospital and they brought him a switch and he lights up.
Lego Marvel, I'm almost done with that game on my DS, and now I'm doing the second one on my Switch. Pokemon, Star Wars, Transformers. Fortnite's pretty much a game that's trying to get you addicted to it.
Oh, hi everyone, and welcome, as we have now passed the halfway mark, into our 5th stream on our charity marathon today. Before we hand over to Jess and say hello to all these wonderful people around the screen, please take a moment to go and check out the link, which the monitor has already posted for me, handily. I believe, you know what, I didn't ask in the green room. I had all that time and I didn't ask. Who's doing forfeits with me today?
Me.
Ooh, just me and Nina. Okay, me and Frankie. So if you would like to punish me and Frankie, you can do so with $25 donations. I'm on the Bean Boozled.
I've got some super sour warhead spray.
I don't even know what that is, but I
don't either.
I'm so excited for it.
Sounds terrifying.
I know, I'm scared.
You can if you cannot support financially, do not worry. The best kind of way to support these streams is sustainably. So if you can't donate, he says stalling as he updates the command. Feel free to go and retweet the tweet and support us in that way. Let's go around and say hello to everyone, shall we? Oh, hi, Jess.
Oh, hi. It's me, Jess. LittleCuppaJo. I will be DMing tonight for the first time in a while.
It's been a hot second.
It's been a hot second. But I'm happy to do it. This is a great cause and one that I have partaken in before. So it's nice to do it again.
Yeah. Well, welcome, Jess. It's wonderful to have you. Let's go around. We'll go around clockwise. Everyone, introduce yourself. What do you do? Let's say hi, first of all, to Dustin of D4D&D.
Hey everybody, I am Dustin. I'm one of the co-DMs of D4, and we, stream every Sunday and all that fun stuff. But I'm excited to play. I rarely get to play, so I'm super excited to actually get to play and play one of my favorite PCs. So super excited to get into it.
Fantastic. Next around we have Blind Temple. Oh, hi Temple.
Oh, hi. I'm Blind Temple at Blind Temple. I help blind gamers with accessibility and finding games. Come check me out and I'll help you. Or at least explain to you why you need to help people.
Oh, yeah. And thank you for that as well. Next around, we have Frankie at Human Houseplant.
Hi, human houseplant, in case you couldn't tell. I play games. I'm Adelaide on Hip Dice Pod. I write articles for Scratticus. I hang out. I tweet. I don't know.
The most on-brand thing happened in the green room. Frankie literally had to wipe pollen off of their camera, okay? Like, that happened. I'm calling you out, okay? I'm sorry, but I'm totally...
Okay, I'm here.
Thank you very much, Grant, who has donated another $5 for Extra Life. I'll throw another advantage on the pile. I've warned our players that we just need to roll advantage all the time for everything, just to try and burn through all these advantages. Thank you so much for your support, everyone. It's been amazing. Jess, I leave it up to you.
Is it time? All right. Let's do, I mean, it's real late at night by most of our clocks, so I think we should do a dark and spooky tale. What do you say?
Yeah.
Are we all in?
Yes.
All
All
right.
about the dark and spooky.
The dark and spoopy. So we will begin our dark and spoopy tale of the shadow under Valebrook. The percussion of rain and the rattling of the carriage have been pounding your senses for the last several hours of this journey, ever since the last stop. It's gone on so long by now that you've almost begun to tune it out, save for when the driver gives a snap of his whip and a shout above the downpour to the horses. The daylight was thin, as it was when you left the last outpost. At this rate, you expect you'll be deposited at your destination well into the middle of the night. A look outside the window reveals nothing but blackness and water weeping down the glass. As you draw yourself up from your reverie, you look about at your carriage mates, all of you bound for the same place. Who looks up first?
I will.
Would you describe yourself and tell
Absolutely.
us about who you see?
Yeah, so a human male has shoulder-length black hair, kind of pulled back, a leather long sleeveless duster with a very stain-filled off-white undershirt tunic, a bandolier of all sorts of just vials and bottles full of all sorts of various liquids and colors. Some of them are glowing, some of them are just stagnant. A abundance of pouches around, and a pair of spectacles as on his end of his nose as he just kind of looks around at everyone else in the carriage, and then just kind of focusing on the spattering of the rain that is falling outside.
Who do your eyes land on, Nigel? Who draws your attention the most?
I would have to say probably the bubbly, giddy girl who just is always just has smiled no matter how long this journey has been, and so is probably going to look towards Patricia.
Oh, wow.
Patricia.
This is really spooky.
What do we see when we look at Patricia?
Patricia is a human fighter. She looks real strong. She is of medium build. Her height is medium. Her hair is medium. Her everything is medium. She looks like she has no idea what she's getting herself into.
Excellent. And opposite the two of you, we see two other figures. Bronwyn, would you describe yourself, please, as the other two notice you? You are silent, Bronwyn. We cannot hear you.
Yes, it's her preferred. It's not. She standing at 6'3". Anyone who asks will be introduced to Bronwyn the Brave and Burly. Her skin stands a dull blue, almost dark complexion. She's heavy on the contour. She likes a good contour. Shaved head, fangs that just sit a little way out of her lower jaw, as she is a half orc with quite a strong jaw, but mostly height. Green eyes that offset the blue skin. At 250 pounds, all muscle.
And contrasting to that, beside you, is, I think, a smaller figure. David, would you please describe yourself?
I am a 3 foot tall halfling with short brown hair and very fine clothing. Look like I'm dressed as a rich merchant. And I have a small, quite beautiful carpet rolled up next to me that I keep with me at all times. Also, on this long ride, as we've been going along, I've sized up the other people in the carriage and located where they keep their valuables and what those things may be, jewelry, belt pouches, things like that, just unobtrusively.
I keep mine right out in the open. What would happen? I don't know.
Yeah, so you've all been riding in this carriage for much of the day. Have you spoken to anyone so far, or have you all been sort of lost to your own thoughts all this time?
I'm sure I've been trying to make friends with everybody. Wowee, this is my first adventure. Are you guys so excited? We're going to kill some things.
Yes.
I am quite excited, actually. I've not had much chance to break much things since I've been going around, and I'm quite looking forward to it. I am.
Oh, you and I are going to be friends, aren't we?
Yes. Well, I did kind of follow you here so far. Yes. I am concerned about you, Patricia. I won't lie.
Why?
Don't worry about it.
Is it because I've never seen magic before?
That's a part of it.
I remember a time when I was as naive as new and fresh as you were, Patricia. But it is a brightness in the dark, dreary night that we're currently in. Your smile definitely is contagious.
I'm not so much up for the adventure as I am for an opportunity to sell somebody some of my fine rug wares. And he rolls out his rugs that are different swatches of different types of rugs. That's right, I'm a rug salesman.
Wow, those are beautiful.
Thank you. And he rolls it back up, puts it back down. I just hope I don't get wet. These clothes do not do well in the moisture.
So you've come to Valebrook in search of someone to buy your wares.
Well, I'm also, I've got the letter, and I search and pull it out of my shirt. I've got the letter here. He quickly puts it away so you can't read the name on it.
We don't stand for no wares. No, we silvered weapons. That's what we do with wares.
Well,
Werewolves, bears, tigers, you name it.
Well,
and warehouses. Some people call them mimics. They're lying. They're warehouses.
If we run into any of those, I'll make them into rugs. Those would sell pretty good.
Well, that could work, yeah.
Well, I would buy one.
See, I've already made a sale.
I have 300 gold.
Oh my!
I have a most amazing coincidence to report. That's how much this carpet cost.
Oh,
Oh
and
my God.
I slowly take her hand and just gently lower it back down. It's just you just keep that there. Yes. Yep. Oh, you sweet summer child.
Vapid thinks to himself, I am going to make so much money on this.
And Vapid, as you ponder the glory and riches that await you, probably out of this sweet innocent girl's pocket, the carriage at last groans and lurches to a stop, jostling you all against one another uncomfortably. The pounding of hooves has died, and though the rain drums on, it feels strangely silent. The carriage door flies open, and the footman, a squat fellow with leather for skin and a wiry bronze beard, squints in at you, dragging the lantern in, casting his face in an eerie glow. Welcome to Valebrook. You'll have to wait till morning and pay another round of coin if you want to wise up and leave. Out with you. He steps away, and you all pile out of the carriage, one by one.
I unroll my carpet and hold it over my head so I don't get wet.
The rain is coming down in a unpleasant but unintrusive drizzle for the most part. As you stand and look around Valebrook, how did each of you come to decide to visit this place, this ghost town because the only building here that seems to have any life is the tavern. All else is dark, looks abandoned, looks as though it's been abandoned for 50 years or more. Bronwyn, you followed someone here, did you not?
That I did, yes. What I did, you see, is I spotted Patricia on the road, and I might have even spotted her talking to a character, perhaps not Vapid, but very similar to Vapid, who might have been trying to sell her something, and I just kindly led her away, and she explained about this job, and I thought, well, I better go along with her, because if I don't, well, she just needs to be protected, really, at all costs. I've not even thought about payment, really. This is, I'm just in this for the protection, really.
Oh, friend.
Oh, God bless you.
And Patricia, you have, this is your first time out of your temple?
I mean, I've been training for like at least 6 levels, and like I've gotten really strong and like fought a whole bunch of stuff, but I've never like been outside of the temple or anything. I've just been training, and they sent me on this because, you know, I like killing evil things. So this sounded like might be, you know, killing some evil things.
And there is plenty of evil to kill here, or so some of you may have heard.
All right.
What did you hear from your guild, Nigel?
Right. Well, I'm from a guild called the Stacker of Saints, and I am normally with my partner Jeremiah Kane, but he is currently on another assignment. So I normally hate going in the field, as I would prefer to just stay in my lab making things and keeping, you know, other guild members safe. But unfortunately, as such, here I am, wet, dreary, miserable. But we focus on things mostly with the lower planes, but every so often we pretty much hunt anything and everything that goes bump in the night. And that's why I'm here.
And Vapid has a letter that nobody saw.
Yes.
But what was in that letter, if you'll tell us?
It was an invitation to come and help with the adventure here. And hopefully no one looks at the name on it too closely, because it's not Vapid. It's for a unknown paladin who lost it in her travels. And I took it upon myself to fulfill her duties. That's right. I am selfless.
How dearly kind of you. So you're all standing in the square here of Valebrook, which very clearly does not seem to be an up-and-coming adventure hub by any means. The carriage, the carriage master is already moving off toward the tavern and the stables and making liberal use there. The tavern itself seems to be perhaps the place to go. You can hear faint strains of music inside, and there's the warm glow of light peering through the windows. In the distance, you do see on the hill, there is a large manor house that looms up against the sky, black and pointed. It's interesting, a little foreboding, but you're not sure if anybody's there.
I bet they could use a lot of carpets.
Perhaps we should check out this tavern. I don't know. Do we know? I mean, it looks like that's where everyone is. I guess we could go straight for the dark and brooding house.
Can I roll a perception to see if I see like any lights or movement or anything up in the house?
Sure.
It's a 9.
Not from this distance.
Oh, there's so much water in my eyes.
It's difficult to see, not the least of which because of the rain and just how dark the night is in general here. But yeah, it's hard to see. The house on this hill is much more of a silhouette than any real structure you can just define. So if there are lights, a little hard for your human eyes to detect.
Well, I'm not a seasoned adventurer like the rest of you, being just a drug salesman, but I believe we should go into this tavern here and get some information on the manor. I'm sure these people know all about what's going on up there.
We're here for a reason, and I imagine that the tavern will be the first place that we should check to gain that information.
Ah, see? I knew I was onto something.
Any place I can get an ale and a chance at a wrestling contest has got to be a good place, isn't it?
What's an ale?
Who goes in first?
I will. Nigel will lead the way.
All right.
I'll show you what
Nigel-
an ale is.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'll show you what
Nigel-
2 or 3 of them are.
Oh dear. As you approach, you see the tavern has no name that you can discern. It is the largest building in the hamlet here, save for that manor on the hill. There's a freshly carved wooden sign bearing a bottle painted green that's hung over the doorway, which is also painted a cheery green that feels oddly out of place against all the black, ashy wood grain and stone in this place. And as you enter in, you see that there are other adventurers taking up residence here. Plenty are full of vigor and spirit, laughing and gaming away until perhaps a mission tomorrow. Most, though, are sitting quietly to themselves, injured, haggard, tired, haunted. A halfling behind the bar looks up when you enter and waves to you warmly, a mop of dark curly hair covering their head, green eyes sparkling. You notice they've got a green apron on and shirt sleeves pushed up as they are passing drinks along the bar. Welcome. Didn't think we'd get new adventurers down this late at night. Have a seat, tables are free. I'm Lyndall if you need anything. Lyndall Greenbottle.
Hi, Lyndall. Nice to meet you.
They give you a smile,
Pleasure.
seemingly cheered by your presence.
Pleasure to meet you, Lyndall. Where's your accent from? I recognise it.
Down from the West Country, where else?
Oh, yeah, same down here.
So, do you all take a seat?
Yeah.
Grab a drink?
Ooh, that doesn't smell edible.
Yeah, okay.
If you just keep drinking it, it gets better.
Yeah, I actually, Nigel orders a water.
You get your water. The rest of you, they bring ale to you on request, or also water for Patricia.
Like as the water gets here, Nigel will actually start like pulling out little, like a couple vials and like droppers and like dropping a few things in it, and then stirring it. And I'm going to mundanely through alchemy cast purify food and drink on my water.
What are you doing? Is that magic? Are you doing magic?
No, I'm doing science.
What is science?
I'm an alchemist. I make potions and other things like that. I can mimic the effects of magic, but I don't actually perform magic.
Oh.
From what I understand of it, it's like magic with maths.
Oh,
So
that's less cool.
that's what I do.
So, you also get some food brought along. It is some kind of stew and some bread. It's fresh and warm and spiced. You are not entirely sure what the meat is, but it's probably best not to ask. You didn't really see any particular wildlife on your way up. But it is edible, and it is a stew.
I'll taste the stew, and then, does anyone see if this tavern has a cat? Most of them do, because this stew definitely tastes of cat. I looked about for the cat.
You do look and see, and if you want to go ahead and make a perception check as you cast your eyes around the tavern.
I will do so with advantage.
Do it! Also, thank you very much, anonymous donator who just donated a disadvantage. On top of our massive stack of advantages, Jess, you also have an advantage to use for yourself. You can also dip into the pool, and you have 2 disadvantages to use at your leisure.
I rolled a 16.
Okay. You look about. You do, in fact, see a very fat and happy black cat sitting on the mantle, taking advantage of the warmth.
Well, that's a relief. But nothing to say they didn't used to have 2.
If you ask me, I reckon this meat tastes foul. Like pigeon or something. Woodstock, maybe.
You got a good taste bud on you, Lyndall says as they pass by, picking up an empty tankard.
Well, as long as it's not cat.
What makes you think that I would do that to one of my cats?
You ran out of pigeons?
Gods no. You all needing rooms tonight?
I reckon so.
Yes, your finest.
He sort of chuckles, and then they glance up the stairs. As you look in this common room, it's fairly full. Some people definitely seem as though they've probably been staying here longer than others. You get a sense that the hesitance that he puts on implies that perhaps there aren't many rooms to pick from, if any at all. Afraid best is going to be a bit relative. That being said, the houses round here are open. You're free to take any one of them you like, long as the door pops open. No one's gonna say boo about it.
Why?
Like, nobody live here, son. Everybody gone away after the disaster. Did you not hear about that? What
I
brought
have
you
not.
here?
Happenstance.
See, thought maybe you'd seen the posters that got delivered around about the job. Clearing out the old landkeeper's workshop.
Is that the big spooky house on the hill?
That's where the keeper used to live, yes. Some descendant or other took over not too long ago. She's trying to sort it all out, clean it up. I just came here figuring I could give rooms to adventurers coming to do the job and make a coin that way.
So are all of the people in here trying to do that job?
Trying's the operative word, yes.
Now, Lyndall,
Yeah.
I feel like I've gotta ask this, you see, because you didn't just say the landkeeper's workshop. You specifically said the landkeeper's workshop, which gives it kind of a bit more of a. Like, what exactly does the mean? You know, that's
Well, Missy, and Lyndall sort of points at you, Patricia. You ain't never seen any magic, right?
No.
You heard any
Have you seen
stories
magic?
about it? No. I try to keep as far away from that business as I can.
Yeah.
Only magic you're gonna have is the spices I use in the kitchen, and they just make things taste nice.
Oh, that's a lovely kind of magic.
Real simple. Well, story goes the old keeper was dabbling sort of in you know, different kind of things, magic, other realms, pulling stuff out of the Shadowfell for who knows. Nobody knows why. But and one day there was a maelstrom what hit this whole place. People had to flee. They didn't flee, they just disappeared.
bloody maelstrom. Down with the patriarchy, I see.
Right. You want another ale?
I'd love one, yes, please.
Right then.
Do you know what?
He slides another over to you.
Do you know what specifically he was pulling from the Shadowfell, and was it just the Shadowfell, or was it potential other planes as well?
No bloody clue. It's just the rumors I hear and the things that people been saying as they come in and out when they come out.
And how often do people come in and out?
Well, I've been here about 9 months, give or take. This is the biggest crop I've seen yet. You'll get a pretty good count of who didn't come back if you take a look at the house and the garden. Some kind folk will drag them back if they find them when they do come out.
Ooh, and the garden around the house?
Garden's being generous. When I say garden, I mean we're putting people in the ground on
I
the
understand.
daily.
Around the house, though, or all over town.
Around the house.
So people go into the house, and the workshop is in the house, or is that a separate building?
Round the back.
That just kind of looks around at like all of the other patrons who are like beaten and battered, and is like gonna look for specific like types of injuries, like if there's a pattern to any of them, to kind of just see if he can discern what exactly is happening via injuries.
Sure. Go ahead and make a. You can do perception or you can do medicine check for this.
I will do medicine, and I will use one of those advantages.
Woo!
Are you doing science again?
You just see him just like looking around and just looking very keenly at people. It's a 17.
Okay. You observe some of the adventurers, and with your expertise as an alchemist and your knowledge of medicine and things, you don't really see a pattern per se to injury, but the thing that you definitely notice is those folks that their injuries are one thing. They're purely physical. They've struggled, they've fought, nothing out of the ordinary. But the people that look truly put upon, the ones that have that haunted, staring into the middle distance kind of look about them, you get a sense of hopelessness or abandonment or loneliness that just they seem to be sitting in. And they're fairly unresponsive at best to most efforts other than being, bodily lifted and urged on by any companions they may have.
Got it.
I want to offer hugs to anyone who needs one.
Oh, that's my heart.
Sweet Beth.
People this
Adventure's
sad,
canceled. Can we do something with fluffy kittens instead?
I love it.
people this sad just haven't found the right rug yet.
Perhaps.
I bet I could sell a bunch in here.
Oh,
And I would like to make a perception roll to locate who has the largest purse in the room as I walk around the room showing off
Okay.
my carpet.
Okay.
With advantage?
Do it.
I will not remove an advantage, as thank you very much, April, who donates another advantage. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you, bro.
An 11.
All right.
Not very perceptive.
Not a lot of people in here seem to be broadcasting their coin. And quite a large number of them do not seem the least bit interested in buying any rugs. They are not here to put down roots or buy a house. They are here to get in, do some adventuring, get coin, and get the hell out.
Which is
So
good
you don't-
because I really don't have a rug to sell.
Yeah, you don't get a whole lot of no bites, no leads on your sales
okay.
pitch.
So, Lyndall, you're saying that every person who has lived here is no longer here?
Near as I know, I mean, it was generations ago it happened.
Who put the posters up?
Lady of the house that came back. Claiming her birthright, as I understand it. I
Is she
expect she
around
might
here?
still be awake. Aye, she's up in the house.
In the big
Alright.
scary house that eats people.
I haven't heard of the house eating people, but the
the
workshop that's out in the back is the dangerous part.
If you get eaten in any kind of area around a house, I think it counts.
I tell you, I
Don't
wouldn't.
disagree. That's why I'm down here.
I think you've got the best idea. I wouldn't like to be like the groundskeeper or anything for that house. It sounds like a right grave business.
I expect it is. Do you want another one?
I'd love another drink. Yes, I would.
He plies you with another because this is delighting him. I like you. You're funny.
Not many people think so. A lot of people just groan.
That's that West Country humor.
I am quite fond of the puns, if you will.
Right then, I'm gonna get round to cleaning up after this crew here, and he kind of gestures around at the room as people are starting to kind of file out because you arrived and it was probably sometime after midnight. Over time, the time that's passed since you've been having your meal and such, it's getting much later in the evening onto morning, so people are sort of filing away to their rooms or already asleep, using the table as their bed, as the case may be. Fortunately for all of you, the ale is pretty watered down. You get the sense that his supplies here are limited, and Lyndall is making them stretch as far as possible. But you are
what time
free
of
to acquire
night
a
is it?
room. It's probably about 3 a.m. by now.
Okay. Well, shall we go speak to the lady of the house now? Lyndall said she's going to be up. So
It's middle of the night. I don't know about you, but I'll be exhausted if I don't get some sleep. Let's go and kick down a house. She said everyone's left, and let's just go knock down a house with enough bedrooms and get a night's sleep. Go up in the morning. Imagine you're a lady of a house, right? And you put up a job poster, and then some group of people comes up, one of them all looking weird, like someone being far too happy, one, let's face it, looking like a drill sergeant, one with trying to sell her a carpet, and one with all science gear all over the place. Come on, she's not going to take us seriously. Let's go in the morning.
She might like a nice rug.
That she may, but I don't think anyone's particularly fond of rugs at 3 a.m.
So if there are all these houses around, then why are all of these people, kind of motions to all of the adventurers here in the tavern, not in a luscious house, but in a tavern? Just a thought. Just a thought.
There's probably no ale in those houses. Should I say water flavored with ale?
What if she sleeps in the daytime and we wake her up and then she's angry at us for waking her up?
It's possible.
Surely Lyndall would know if she's nocturnal.
Lyndall did say she's up.
He's in the kind of moving around the tavern, but not quite paying attention. But you could get his attention if you wanted.
Patricia, you could go try and wake her up and see. No one could stay mad at you.
That's very true.
Good morning.
Sing her the good morning song. She'll be wonderful.
I don't condone any of these actions.
How long was the carriage ride? Was it a couple days? Was it like just a couple like hours? Like have we rested?
It took you most of the day. You probably had a chance to rest a bit if you took a nap during the carriage ride, which was possible until you got into the mountain in like the last few hours of the ride.
Got it.
So you're probably not exhausted any more than you would be on any kind of road trip.
Okay. I mean, I'm open to what everyone else wants to do. My thought is to go look now because it seems like everyone else goes during the day and comes back battered and beaten, or don't come back at all for the nighttime. So why not check it out now during the night?
You know, I like that thinking. Why don't we skip the waking up the what's her name bit? Just go straight into the workshop and beat up whatever's there sleeping.
Ooh, I like that.
I'm just gonna play Archdevil's advocate here just for a moment. I feel like moving with more information might be a little bit better than going in blindly, because that tends to, just from personal experience, but I'm happy to follow whatever you wish to do. I'm just giving some advice.
Well, we might be trespassing if we do that, though.
Oh,
I mean-
not me. I've got this letter asking me to come here.
Oh, perfect. Let's do it.
Now, does breaking and entering count if you've got a letter?
Not if the door's unlocked.
The letter did mention coming and speaking to a Lady Elizabeth Crowley at Corvus Rest, which you can deduce easily enough, being as that's the biggest, fanciest house in the hamlet. That's probably it.
Bronwyn sort of like leaning over Vapid's letter and going like, "Ooh, you tell me, does it have like, I don't know, visiting errors or anything like that on there?"
Nope. Nothing. He doesn't pull out the letter at all. Nope. Really, I only paid attention to the reward and what needed to be done. I didn't pay attention to the little stuff. And I find most doors to be unlocked, in my experience. And if they're unlocked, that's practically an invitation to come inside.
Why would they be locked? What? I mean,
Exactly. If it's full of all kinds of icky horrors, they're probably wanting things to come in. They're not going to lock the door.
yeah. I mean, if I had a scary, spooky dungeon, I would probably leave the doors unlocked too.
Exactly. She'll be happy that we went and did it without waking her up. She'll probably give us an extra reward.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not one for making plans, but I get the mild impression that we might be putting Nigel on edge. Am I reading that right, Nigel?
I don't like to not have a plan. I would like to speak. I would be happy to talk to her if you would like to investigate the workhouse. I would recommend not going in until we learned a bit more. But I mean, I'm not going to stop you. But you are your own person to listen to. We just met about a few hours ago in a carriage, so
I've got it.
I think
I've got your plan. It's all gone clear in my head. It must be the ale. It's helping me see things clear. Right. You need Patricia. No one can be mad at Patricia. So Patricia and you, Nigel, because you've clearly got the noggin. You two can go and speak to the lady, and me and Vapid here, we'll work our way into the workshop and smash up the Gingangulis.
Maybe, okay, so how about you maybe do a perimeter search, like look around the area. Don't go in. I would refrain from going in.
And I would hate to deprive Patricia of the experience. I mean, she's coming a long way to fight these things. I wouldn't want her to miss out on all the fun because me and you killed everything.
Yeah, that would be so sad. I want to punch some evil.
I assure you we are going to be taking out all of the evil, but we should do so with a clear mind, with information so that we know what we are fighting. Knowledge is literally everything.
Oh, it's never served me nothing. Hey, watch this, and I'm gonna I'd like to just stand and flex many back muscles and look at Lindell and just see if maybe a pint might appear to prove a point.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm definitely using one of them advantages.
Oh my god.
What
Thank
you
God
got?
I did. 14. I rolled a 14. The other roll was a 1.
Right. You can't really see exactly behind the bar, but you definitely hear the clattering of an earthenware plate or cup or something drop. And then what? Oi, what are you doing there?
Oh, sorry, I was just stretching. Gee, I'm thirsty.
Right then. He drops another tankard down beside you. Do you take a drink?
Cheers, love.
It's water.
Oh.
Hey, I think that's what I'm drinking.
Yeah, I reckon he must have run out. It is 3 a.m. He's probably called time.
I think he
It's
forgot to
about-
wave the bottle across that one like he did the
Yeah.
others.
It's getting on about last call. You gonna be staying here in the common room, or are you gonna go find yourselves a free house to stay in?
I think we're gonna go make friends with the scary nighttime lady up in the castle.
Right. Lizzie's a good lady, just tired all the time. Don't blame her. She's got a lot on her shoulders.
Is
Give
she
my
usually up
regards.
this late?
Depends. Sleeps when she needs it, I hear.
Oh. Okay.
Anyways, see you lot whenever you get back.
Thank you so
Hope
much
you
for
do.
letting me try your ale.
Of course.
It was gross, but thanks anyway.
Figure's got me choosers, right?
As I get to kind of leave, I just kind of mutter, I really hope she's not a vampire, as I just like slowly start walking towards the door.
And
Zappa's eyes get real big at hearing that mutter.
so you all make your way to the house on the hill. And I think we sort of cut ahead to when you arrive at Corvus Rest. Corvus Rest is what the house was once called. Although as you stand here looking around, the sign that was bearing that name has since tumbled off the stone wall surrounding it, and it lays dented, forgotten up against it. What you hear it almost before you really see it in the dark. There's just this creaking and groaning of aged, rotting metal as these tall spiny iron gates lay half open, shrieking as you push to open them. And as Lintel promised, the cobble path leading up to the manor seems to have once taken visitors through what could have been a glorious garden. But there are mounds of damp, recently turned earth and countless slapdash wooden posts driven beside them, hinting that it's no longer seedlings being placed in the earth. And as you come up to the front of the house, it looks too that it might have been beautiful, glorious even, in years past, but now it looks old and tired and beaten down, much like those adventurers in the tavern. There are huge ebon doors right before you with brass knockers tarnished black, standing ready to use. Windows seem to be fairly dark. You can't really tell if there's a light inside, but it could be that there are just drapes blocking the way. Hard to say from outside. What do you do?
I'd like to say a little prayer over all the little mounds as we walk by.
Who are you praying to?
I am praying to the house of the Triad. Tears, my god, the maimed god of justice.
Okay.
Does this house have a porch on the front of it?
You're more or less standing at the kind of the porch area. It's quite large.
I'm going to start. I take off my cloak and my fine clothes and start putting on my leather armor, which I neglected to do back when it was safe to do so. And I start handing my clothes to each of you to hold it so it doesn't get in the mud.
Ooh,
Just hold on to that. Here, you hold this one, and here, you hold that one, and I'll get. Oh, this leather is wet. Oh. And I squeeze into my leather armor. And then I take back my clothes from each of them and roll them up tightly and put them in my backpack.
Here, do you reckon if a carpet becomes a mimic, it becomes a rug bear?
Patricia gives that one a long think, it seems.
I don't think I know what a rug bear is.
Bugbear, play on word.
What's a bugbear?
Oh.
SRD creature.
It could become a rug shasa.
Ooh. I don't think I was ready for rug puns.
Right.
It's difficult to make good ones without, crossing a line.
You realize
Well,
monsters deserve to kill us for all the puns we've been doing.
Well, I think we should go before Patricia's armor looks like it has been touched by a rugged monster. And I will make my way
All right.
to the door and knock.
You raise the knocker and drop it down, and it thunders against the door a few times.
Settle.
And after a bit of time, the door kind of creaks open, and you see a face peer out. And as she opens it all the way, you are faced with a tall, thin woman. She's got red hair, kind of half tumbled away from the braid that she kept it in. Probably looks like it's been that way for a few days. She has dark circles and days of makeup, creating shadows under dreary gray eyes. She's dressed in fine but rumpled sort of coat, and sort of gives off an impression of a withered rose given human shape.
Lady
Yes.
Elizabeth, I presume.
Oh, that is me. What? Are you adventurers?
Yeah, we're here to help you. You look very tired. I mean, you look lovely, but also very tired.
Please, dear, there's no need to serve empty platitudes. Come inside. It's cold and wet out. She pushes the door open further for all of you to come inside and admits you to a room in the front, sort of a sitting room that it looks like she's done her best to kind of make it look like this place is lived in, but it definitely is still musty and smells of abandonment.
This question may
She
reek
lights a lamp.
of suspicion. But how long after knocking did it take our dear patron to open the door?
A few minutes. Like 3 minutes.
About the
It's
amount
a
of
big
time
house.
to get out of a coffin.
Yeah, but not enough time to have to wake up and come and, you're up pretty late, aren't you?
I was working in my study.
What do you do?
At the moment, try to make some sense of all of the things that I'm finding in this house.
Like
And-
what?
Well, how much do you all know about
Nothing.
Valebrook? Ah, well,
Never been here before.
I don't even know what a bugbear is.
I know which
Yeah.
end of the sword belongs in my enemies, and that's usually all I need to know.
that will be sufficient, hopefully, for this job, if that is in fact why you're here.
I know a lot about a lot of things, and I would very much like to know more about what happened here.
I don't know the whole of it. It took place long ago. I was not even born yet. But my great-grandfather used to be lord of this estate, Lord Ephraim Crowley. Bit of an eccentric man, if you believe all the stories. Very curious about the multiverse. Not a wizard, not by any stretch of the imagination, although I suppose maybe he fancied himself one day. Conducted experiments and sorts of things in his workshop out in the back, and that is the source of our trouble here.
What kind of experiments do you know?
I've barely dared be in that place myself. Terrible monsters can be heard sometimes, if it's left open. I've had a wizard come and put an arcane lock on the place so that they can't get out into the town. If you
Wise.
choose to go inside, I'm going to have to lock you down there.
Well, that sounds totally safe and great.
I shall give you a key to open from the other side, fear not.
Oh, I'm not worried. We'll kill it. We'll definitely kill him.
So there's multiple creatures that he has summoned over the years?
I expect so. Or perhaps there's something that lays open, I don't know.
Oh. Wonderful. Does it smell of sulfur?
She sort of pauses and thinks a moment, and you kind of see her look around as she pulls a bit more hair loose from her braid. Now that you mention it, what is it, Percival? Stop it, she says to the cat that pats her on the shoulder. Yes, I think that is the smell.
Wonderful. All right. Well,
Do you know something? You appear to be versed in experimentation of some kind.
from the sounds of it, he has opened a gateway or summoning something from the abyss, would be my guess. If it's linked to sulfur, that would be my first guess. Possibly the Nine Hells, but it is usually the abyss that's tied to the sulfur smell. But it could be either of the lower planes.
Guess what I
rumors-
speak? I learned abyssal back in the church. I thought it might come in handy someday.
That is very true. But we will see what manner of fiends are down there, if it is just fiends, or if he was truly idiotic. Forgive me of speaking ill of your late great-grandfather, but opening portals to other planes is extremely idiotic and should never be done. As you can see why.
Indeed. If you can get to the bottom of that, and dare I say, if you're able to close whatever he has left open.
Well, luckily that
grateful.
is literally one of my fortes, is closing openings to the lower planes. So I would be happy to accompany that, while I'm sure my trigger-happy companions here would love to smash and stab all of the things in there.
Well,
What's a trigger? Trigger happy.
Like crossbow has a trigger.
Oh, yeah. No, I prefer my axe.
And you never know, it might not be fiends. It could just be some gassy monsters.
It could be. It very well could be.
I
will
always
know.
Good eggs.
I will know once I get eyes on it. You said you found things around the house. What have you found? Is it tied to that? Is it tied to your grandfather's work? Is there any notes or anything that you've have acquired that we could look at to see if we can learn anything more about what's down there?
not much. I suspect he kept most of his work, she says with fairly obvious derision, in the workshop. For the most part, what I've been able to get hold of here is just old heirlooms and accounts of other relatives watching him descend, if you will, become more reclusive, less reachable.
And your great-grandfather is deceased.
Oh, yes, quite.
Okay. What race does
At
she
least
appear
I
to be human?
hope so. She's human.
Okay.
Is he buried out in the garden with everybody else?
No, he was never found. When the storm struck, he was amongst those who disappeared.
And you're saying the storm is linked to... It hasn't stopped storming here since he passed?
No, it just struck the town and destroyed much of it. Many people escaped. Of course, the rest of the family, obviously, I'm alive and all, went to parts unknown, scattered.
This was the great disaster that happened here in Valebrook. That.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Great disaster. All right.
Well, I don't
is
know
there
how
any-
to fight weather, but I can fight creatures.
Is there anything else of note that you can think of that you know?
Well, some past adventurers who have come out have mentioned that there are shadow creatures in there of some kind.
Probably shadow demons, if I had to take a guess.
At any rate, I am told that it is unwise to let them take you, or you might join their ranks.
I will never be dark. Never.
I certainly hope not, dear. You seem far too bright for a place like this.
I would like to make an insight check on her, just to get a feel of her, to see if she's, taking us for a ride.
Being real?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
start. I'm gonna roll regular. I'm not gonna use one of the advantages.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Insight. That's a dirty 20.
Okay. She's being honest. You can get a pretty good read of her. What you get is she is very honest. She maybe doesn't really know much more than she's given you. She's not trying to be shady. She
Okay.
seems more that she's tired, and she's probably had to recite a lot of this information many times before. And she doesn't have a whole lot of. She's not encouraged that another batch of adventurers is coming to do this.
Would you like a hug?
Sorry, what?
You seem so hopeless and it breaks my heart, and would you like a hug?
No, I'm fine. You should keep that for someone who needs it.
I think you need it.
Well, if you don't want to hug me, I'll hug myself and send those vibes to you.
Much obliged, my dear. What is your name?
Patricia. You can call me Patsy, though.
Very well, Miss Patsy. Yes, I should give you all the key to surpass the arcane lock. I had a few made by this wizard who came. And you see her go to a desk off to the side, and she takes a key from her around her neck, unlocks it, takes a box out, and pulls another key, unlocks that, and then gives you a kind of a purplish stone. She hands it over to you, Nigel.
I take it. Nigel takes it.
She's kind of like assuming you're the leader because you're doing the talking and
I'm
asking
sorry, why would
questions.
she assume that?
Yeah. Nigel will take it and put it into one of his pouches.
Are you planning to set out in the morning, or if you need me to put you up, there's room in the house if you care to find a space.
I do believe a night's rest. I believe Bronwyn had spoken about starting to get tired, and would you be okay staying here, Bronwyn?
Oh, yes, I don't mind at all, I don't. But I do have to ask you, when exactly do you mean? Because with all this death around, does it ever stop being morning?
I shall show you to your room. Come this way. And she leads you upstairs. Is there anything in particular you want to do before we cut to the next morning and get you in front of the dungeon?
Go ahead.
At the door, when she leads us to the room, I would like to take her hand and kiss the back of her hand. And don't worry, we'll get to the bottom of this and make sure your house is safe.
Obliged.
When I touch the back of her hand and kiss her hand, does she feel like, oh, I don't know, dead?
No, she's quite warm
Okay.
and alive.
Perception?
Nice. Nice.
Does she feel dead?
Well played.
She's dead inside, if that counts.
Yeah.
Just checking. Good night.
I love it.
So you all sleep well enough and are rested. And we come to the next morning, where we find all of you out in front of the workshop that you have been pointed to. She has made sure you are decently provisioned, filling the gaps that you may have in your inventory with some stock that she's gathered from about the house.
As we stand there, Nigel pulls out 3 vials and hands them to the 3 of y'all, Bronny, Patricia, and Vapid.
What is this?
Drink it. It will make you feel a little more hardier.
Okay.
It will inspire you with resolve.
Tastes great.
And it's going to mimic the spell Aid. And if you drink it, then your maximum hit points increase by 5, and it lasts for 8 hours.
Vapid will drink it.
Down the hatch.
Yum.
Better than the ale last night.
Oh man, my hit points were 69 and now they're not.
Nice.
It's okay, I'll take it.
Amazing.
That awkward moment when you're trying to decide if you should raise your hit points or keep the number.
That's amazing.
I get pardon?
All right. I'm gonna pull out the stone, which will deactivate the arcane lock,
Yep.
and I will look at everyone and say, "Are we ready?"
Let's
Sure,
do it.
let's go see what creepy Crowley left for us.
Creepy Crowley.
All right. And with that, you descend into the dungeon, which may or may not be the darkest.
Oh.
So, what is the marching order, and who can see and who has dark vision?
I pull a pair of goggles onto my eyes,
Mhm.
which give me dark vision now. As I
Awesome.
am a human who does not see in the dark normally.
Yeah, I'll be in the back. I'll hold on to somebody. Bronwyn, can I ride on your shoulders?
Yes. Hang on a minute. Let me draw my great sword. You might even fit in its sheath.
All right. Bronwyn, you have dark vision, right?
I do.
believe.
Yes, I'm a half orc. I get
Okay.
dark vision.
I will actually, even though I'm this frail, like scrawny little alchemist, I will actually take the lead and go first. And I will. My passive investigation is a 23. Just in case anything steps out and jumps out of
Sure,
it,
sure.
you know, just
You got it.
Before Nigel
So-
takes the lead, Bronwyn will put a hand on his shoulder. All right. Look, I see you want to go first, but do you know how to clear a room if you need to?
I know how to quickly get out of the way so that you can clear the room.
Yeah, I'll help.
All right. I can see you got fancy glasses on. Just make sure you check behind the doors and in the corners before you go strolling on in.
I am very observant.
Okay. So, who is taking the lead here?
Nigel will go first, but
Okay.
we'll make sure, we'll stay in a pace that everyone can keep up, and we'll always constantly make sure that everyone's behind him, or if, depending on how wide it is, whoever can stand next to him, et cetera, et
Okay.
cetera.
Yeah. This initial space is not terribly spacious. You're kind of standing on the landing of stairs. It descends almost immediately.
Okay.
And but once you get down beyond the stairways, it opens up into kind of a foyer that, much like the house, you get the impression that this place was once fairly well appointed, but everything has kind of been torn apart or otherwise left to ruin. You do see some bodies here and there of varying states of how long they've been about.
Looks like adventurers. Other adventures? Okay.
Yep.
Would anyone be opposed to me lighting a torch?
Of course not. In fact, if they are shadow creatures or shadow demons or what have you, light is actually going to be beneficial. Does anybody have the means to actually here? Let me go ahead and before I start, just keep using my out of play knowledge. Can I make a check to an Arcana check, or since planes doesn't exist anymore, to see if I know weaknesses or whatnot of shadow demons?
Yeah.
I will use advantage on this.
Go for it. We have so many to burn.
That is a 19.
Okay. Yeah, I would say you know what you know.
Okay.
If you want to expound.
Yep. Does anybody have the means to produce radiant energy by any chance?
I have a holy symbol and some incense. I don't think that's gonna do it.
It's all right. I mean, we can still combat it with other things. It is going to be very resistant to normal steel that has not been imbued with magical essence. So be wary when you go to stab it or bash it or hit it. If your blade has not been touched by some form of magic, then it will, well, it's a shadow. It will move through it as if it was a shadow.
I've got a magic dagger.
That's a good place to start. So, but I would, light is good. Light is very good.
Okay.
I don't have anything magical or radiant, but I'm very good at breaking things.
So you light the torch, Patsy, and it sputters, casts a soft orange glow against the darkness, and there's definitely been adventurers that have come through here that have been less fortunate. Hopefully you will not be among them. As you look up ahead, though, it appears that someone else was very good at breaking things, because there is a great gaping hole in the wall leading to a room that might have once been obscured. You see a bookshelf that's on the floor that was once probably covering this space.
Is there any books on it?
If there were, they're kind of spilled on the floor. But you're welcome to check them out.
I would like to pick one up and just kind of thumb through it quickly, see if I can sense
no,
or get a feel of whatever it is.
No,
They're not magical. They're definitely a variety of arcane subjects. It much like was described, it seems like Ephraim was a dabbler, interested in many different things about the planes.
Okay.
While he's looking at books, can I check the dearly departed that are laying there to see if they're still in possession of their things?
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check if you're going to be giving the bodies the old pat down.
Oh, are you praying over them?
That's definitely what's happening right now. Yes.
I got
That's so nice.
What'd you get?
A 22.
22. Okay.
I'm looking through their things to see if they have any heirlooms that I can return to their families. I memorize their faces, and when I find somebody that looks like them later, I find out if that's their cousin or whatever, and then I give them their stuff back.
That's so nice of you. Oh,
That's just me.
I'm so glad we're friends.
So you find amongst one of these adventurers clad in some light leathers that have been sort of torn, rendered useless. You do find, however, a very nice looking cape. It's a little covered in grime and probably some blood, but it's very colorful red and black and smells ever so faintly of brimstone. Maybe a touch of magic. Maybe it's a cape of the mountebank. Maybe.
I hold it up. Oh, that'll wash right out.
You may add that to your inventory if you wish.
I will.
That is the perfect item for a rogue to GTFO.
And we will be equipping that.
All right. I don't remember off the top of my head if those need to be attuned, but for the sake of making it fun, let's just assume you're attuned.
We need a bard for tunes.
Scratticus. I quit.
Oh, man.
I was wondering where you were going with that, and then you went there. Oh.
Don't worry, I have a CR13 monster waiting. Please split the party. I will keep Bronwyn busy. Him. I would never do that. I'm not that mean. So, does anybody notice or care that Vapid just grabbed this fancy cloak and put it on?
Oh, I
It's easier
noticed.
to carry it this way.
Yes, definitely.
I noticed,
All
but
right.
Nigel has long since lost his will to care about what this group does.
Indeed.
As long as they're not causing like physical harm to other people, he's just like.
I mean,
I just came up with a
it's-
good pun. We're a rug-a-muffin band.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, amongst the books, you don't find anything alarming other than the subject matter within them.
Yeah,
is...
I'm mainly like if I notice that there's just text and like just
Mhm.
like knowledgeable books. I'm looking specifically for personal journals, personal scripted stuff
Mhm.
of what he was actually working on. And if I
Mhm.
don't see any of that or any of that note, then I leave them where
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah, not in this room in particular.
Yeah, no,
in
fair.
in the space beyond, you see several more adventurers look like they had a bit of a nasty run-in with something very large and two-headed and angry looking with a couple of hooks in place of hands. But all are quite dead. Fortunately, because that thing does not look like something you would have wanted to deal with.
Can I make a knowledge check to discern what it is?
Absolutely. Would anyone else like to? Does anyone else have the capacity to make a knowledge check about what that is?
Nope. Not
Okay.
if it's not rug based or protecting heirlooms.
The only rug-based part of it is the fact that it might be in contact with a rug if there was one on the floor.
I can tell you how to clean it.
I don't
Oh,
recognize-
Vapid, if we happen to come across a flying carpet, I promise you it is yours.
Oh, thank you.
Would that be Arcana, Nature?
Arcana.
Okay.
I think I saw a lad in the pub with a flying carpet.
Oh my god. Get out. That was a stretch. A 15 on my knowledge
Alright.
Arcana check.
Out of 15, I would venture to say that yes, you maybe have to think for a bit, but because I think because your mind is initially thinking abyssal creatures or perhaps infernal.
Yep.
This ends up coming as a bit of a surprise. This is a creature from the Shadowfell.
Okay.
This is a Sorrowsworn. This is one known as the Angry. They are quite terrifying creatures. I will leave it to you as far you know enough about them, I would say, if you've read anything about the Shadowfell. So
Got it. Yeah. Not my main course of study, but definitely a subject that I have studied. Nigel will lean down and start inspecting the body and the corpse, and will just try to discern like killed by adventurers or killed by other horrible, nasty things.
It seems like the adventurers probably did a pretty good job of taking this thing out, but the cost was high to whatever team this was.
All right, cool. And then Nigel will say, "Interesting. I did not see that. I guess the rumors did say Shadowfell. This is a Sorrowsworn. They're manifestations of emotion. This one in particular is angry. It's pure anger and rage. There are others as well. Might not be the lower planes, but the Shadowfell that we're looking at, which is just as bad as far as summoning things to the mortal plane. We can continue. I think I found everything there is to find here.
So is this
Whether...
is this how you normally dungeon then, is it, Nigel? Do you go around like looking at all the clues and piecing things together? It's just it's awfully slow. It's really slow way of doing it. Normally I just run on through, try and gather everything up as much as I can, and then hit it all at once, you know?
That's how I do it too. Well, I mean, if I had ever done a dungeon before, that's how I assume I would do it.
This is exactly how I do it. I'm very thorough, and I take my time so that I do not run headfirst into a trap that is going to incinerate me.
Is this a science thing?
I just trust my gut to show me when to duck out the way when I see a trap. Just call it like a danger sense, if you will.
Well, not all of us have the means of that sixth sense that you have, Bronny. I am, as I said, I am more at home in my lab. So when I am in the field, I am very thorough and very responsible to make sure that I do not, die, because I don't really want to die or lose any limbs. Yes.
Don't worry, you're not in a field, you're under a workshop.
Right.
While they're all having this discussion, are there any adventurers that have passed away in this room?
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Well,
shall we just assume?
Yeah, it would be a sin to leave their family heirlooms behind.
Yes, it truly
I'll
would.
check it out. I'll,
All right, go ahead and make that investigation check if you would, please.
How many of them are there?
There's like 4.
Oh, that's enough to use advantage for. Natural 20.
Well, with a natural 20, you know everything about them. You found their ID.
A gold card.
to the Bank of Discovery, you have found their card.
Yes.
Not quite. What you did find, however, is what seems to be kind of a boring looking jug, but something about it just sort of draws your attention. Nigel, make a Arcana check for me if you would, please. I feel like you might recognize.
I hold it up,
this.
show it to him.
I will. That is a 23.
Oh yeah, that's an alchemy jug. You know what it is. You know exactly what that is.
I pull one out very similar.
Oh, look, a man said.
And I say, that is an alchemy jug. It can once a day can produce a variety of liquids, from ale to wine to mayonnaise to oil, even a drop of poison. It is quite useful, actually. Yes, the basic of most basic poisons, but it is definitely something that it can do.
Wow.
Now you've got a jug and a rug. Jug and a rug.
Well,
other than that,
backpack in case we need more ale that's better than that crap down there in the tavern.
You could probably sell it to Lyndall and he would thank you dearly.
Yeah. Go with all his patrons.
Yes.
Right.
I'll just put this away, and I remember this guy's face.
So you don't really find much else of notable value. They've all just got the standard equipment. And there's not much more in this room. That seems like there's probably been someone that's been through here and kind of sacked it of any valuables.
Right. Efficient.
So, as you continue onward, this workshop's not particularly labyrinthine. It's fairly straightforward in layout. You move on to another room that appears to be the study proper, which might be where Great Father Crowley did most of his desk work. You can see the bookshelves here are still fairly well intact. You see a desk with some papers still strewn on it and a couple of drawers pulled and scattered. Everybody make a perception check for me, if you would, please, and then call those numbers out.
The best.
12.
7.
I'll be an 18.
A natural 1 plus 1 is a 2.
Woo!
Okay.
Go team. Ruggamuffins.
You see, where everybody else was looking at whatever it was, I was drinking out of the alchemy jug. The ale.
Yeah, definitely. You're sampling your new goods. Bronwyn, Bronny,
Hello.
you looking straight ahead, because that is what you do when you are going straight through a dungeon in your manner. You notice on the bookshelf immediately opposite as you enter, there appears to be a dagger pinning a piece of parchment to the wood there.
Oh,
And
brilliant.
scrawled in fairly large, hasty letters, it says, "Don't turn the bloody paintings." And when you look around the room,
Oh, yeah.
you do see that the paintings have been pulled down off the wall and are facing the wall, turned away, leaned up against them.
Brilliant. I walk straight up to that dagger with a note. I put my hand on the note. I take the dagger. I drop the paper. Excellent. I needed another dagger.
You may add a dagger to your inventory. You all see Bronny grab a dagger, and you see a piece of paper flutter to the floor after she did that.
What did the paper say?
What? Oh, I don't know. I didn't read it.
I pick it up and read it.
Okay. Yeah, it says, "Don't turn the bloody paintings."
Turn, like, you think like flipping them, or should we try it anyway?
Wait,
What?
This piece of paper. It says, "Don't turn the bloody paintings."
Are any of the paintings bloody?
No.
I gotta ask.
Very specific, man. Yes.
Maybe it's like cussing at them, like these bloody paintings.
Maybe.
I can
That is
see
the
what
intent.
I can see what you're all picking up here, and normally, thank God you're here, because I would have just walked straight on through. Look, this seems to me like some kind of magical trap, right? It says don't turn the paintings, so I reckon we just put our boot through all of them. Just break them.
Oh.
I mean, I would not turn them usually when there's a note that says don't push the button. You should not push the button because it wants you to
but-
push the button.
What? No, straight
Destroy
away
the
you
button.
push the button. What does the button do? Why don't they want you to push it?
Don't know, but
I
What
would
if it's
really
like- The secret. What if they've hidden all their cash behind the red button, and then you press the red button, and all the cash falls down? You know, got to think of all the possibilities.
right. So what's beyond this room?
The hallway.
I'm just gonna step into the hallway
Okay.
and just
you
I'm
move
not
on.
I'm not moving on. I'm just
Sure.
stepping out of this room.
Yeah.
Ah.
The corridor kind of turns pretty shortly after the point where you enter out. So,
I'm just like in the doorway, still looking in the room, just waiting to
Mhm.
see what transpires.
My boots aren't very big, so maybe you guys ought to kick in the paintings, and I'll go stand next to Nigel.
Yeah, I'll use my two-handed great axe to swing right into one of the paintings.
okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll with advantage. That not burning one, just with advantage, because it's not like it's gonna move.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Patricia, that looks like a really great axe.
It's a.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my!
Thank you.
Oh my god.
You're gonna pay for this.
It's so bad.
It's a 19.
Okay. You crash through the painting with the sound of breaking wood and splinters flying. And a strange hiss. And your torch starts to sputter a bit.
Ooh, spooky.
And you see a shape start to form out of the darkness. And I think you can roll some initiative.
Oh,
That's what we're gonna do.
All right.
Because we haven't done a hack and fight, and we really should, I guess.
Yeah.
There we go. Rolling strong. I should have used an advantage, really.
Hey, all right. Oh, here, let me see if this will work. This works. Hey, did it work? Hey, all
Yeah, it
right.
worked. I rolled a 6.
Using the Beyond 20.
Hey. All right, let's see here.
That way you can easily keep track of it with the.
Much obliged.
Yeah, of course. Ooh.
Okay, so.
What I rolled? I don't even know what I rolled. A 9.
That's a mighty initiative roll.
It is. Oh my god.
Ah,
I love you and hate you all at the same time.
hold on. Let me add another one of these beasties to the roster. I got plenty more. And what did you get, Patsy?
I got a 21.
Whoa.
Ooh.
All right,
Roll.
mic
I'm
drop. Yeah.
And Vapid?
I got a 19.
Excellent.
I'm very fast.
All right, let me roll for these precious, sweet Bodaks.
Oh no.
Oh, ow.
Oh, no. No.
Oh.
Okay.
No.
I don't know what
No,
that
it's
is.
right.
Uh-oh.
Listen.
Can we not?
You were
sing
warned.
again?
That's fair. That's
But
totally
he
fair.
wants to listen to the smart one.
But
All right.
I mean, I didn't turn it though, technically.
Boring and fun, not fun.
It's true.
You
we
turned
didn't,
it into trash.
We didn't
All right.
turn it. The note wasn't very specific.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Patsy, you are up first.
Woo! I'm gonna try to hit it twice.
All right, you're gonna run up at its face. There are 2 of them that formed up from these paintings with
Whichever
their
one's
spooky,
first.
scary, screamy faces.
Spooky, scary, screamy faces.
Yeah, you run up to one of them and go ahead and take a swing.
Oh my. Well, the first one's gonna be 11, and the second
Okay.
one's gonna be 27.
Okay. The first swing does not hit. The second swing does indeed hit.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll your damage.
I'm not rolling.
Don't
too
forget you do have advantages. You can blow through.
hot. Wow. That's so. Oops. Next time. 7 damage.
Okay. Is your weapon? Nope. Okay.
She's just a regular great axe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that you nick it a little bit. Its flesh is weird and seems to give a bit when you.
Doesn't feel like
Swipe
I'm
at
hitting
it.
it as hard as I should be.
All right. Next up is
Another
Vapid.
$5 dono there from Hope of the Valley. Thank you.
Hey, Hope. Thank you, Hope.
Throwing another advantage back on the pile.
Okay. I will sneak into the room around and try and get around behind the one that Patsy is fighting.
Okay. Yeah, you've got advantage for your sneak attack and all that good stuff.
That's what I'm looking for. Stabbing it with my +1 dagger warning.
Ooh.
Didn't do a very good job of warning.
This is defective.
It's a knockoff.
This thing doesn't work. Gotta shake it. And like an N64 cartridge.
It's warning, like, you wore it out already, so it's...
Yeah. Well, it warns after whatever evil shows up, so,
I mean, it kind of worked. It was just late, that's all.
+7. So I got a 25 to hit.
25 to hit. Sweet. That hits.
I hope so. Hang on, I got dice here. Oh, that's nice. +4, so 8, and 3 of these. For my sneak attack. $26 points of damage.
Yo! All right, and that is
I rolled well.
magical, so you are fine.
Stab! And you see the little tip of the dagger come out between his chest.
Yeah,
Bye.
you see and just some shadowy mist starts to hiss out of this thing. And it doesn't exactly scream. It just sort of makes a sound that you assume means it's in pain.
And with my bonus action, I'd like to find a piece of furniture to hide behind.
Okay, go for it.
Because, well,
Yes, you are small and squishy.
Yes, and they like to eat things like me.
Okay.
Oh, I hide good. 23.
Excellent. All right, these beasties are going next. Nigel, you're still in the hallway, I think, right?
I am, yes.
Yeah. So, Bronny, where are you at? You're in the room, not far off, I think.
I'm in the room. I'm pretty much right behind Patricia. I'm admiring her axe.
Okay. All right. So the other one that has yet to be attacked, sort of turns its eyeless face to you, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, my dear friend.
That should be all right. There we go. It's a 22.
Yeah, you're fine.
Nice, yeah.
You're good. However, you do take 16 psychic damage, I think.
Hey,
Yes.
that's mean.
Oh, my brain.
That's like the one kind of
Actually,
damage.
no, you're fine. It's not a failed save. You're good. You're all right. It's creepy looking, but you're fine. You hold your resolve.
Still, that's mean. Not psychic damage. My only weakness.
It hurts your feelings so much.
The one weakness to a barbarian.
It's unbearable.
It is unbearable.
God.
Unbearable.
It's so grisly. Can you bear it?
I'm extremely taking so much psychic damage right now. Ow. Meanwhile, the one that is squaring off against Patsy and just got shanked by a small rug salesman.
The worst kind of shanking.
Yeah, not like financially shanked, but actually physically shanked.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll get the other one. This one will do it, but I need to remember these things have bonus actions. It is going to attack with its fist. Patricia, does a 19 hit you?
Meets beats.
All right. How does I do damage? Whoa. I smack myself in the face with my headphones. That's what happens.
No, that's lucky.
Oops. I can type, I swear. It does 4 damage. We're just going to use that. Plus 9 necrotic damage.
Oh.
Unless you're resistant.
No. Hurts my
Okay.
flesh.
Ow. And it will use its bonus action to activate a scary, creepy aura. That
Ooh.
everything's just, you get the sense that things are a little bit necrotic up in here.
Everyone around me is dead or dying. What have I gotten myself into? Why did I?
And that is its turn. So now it has the aura of annihilation active. Anybody that is within 30 feet of it that ends its turn is going to take 5 necrotic damage.
Is
hate
that
that.
30 halfling feet or 30 human feet?
30 human feet.
Ah,
30 feet
curses.
is common.
So I imagine I'm within 30 feet of it.
Anybody in the room is probably kind of gonna
And
be
how
in a
much
bad
damage
way.
was it?
5.
Oh, there went my temporaries. Thanks.
Well, good thing you had those.
I tell you.
All right, Nigel, it's your turn.
All right. First of all, I would like to make a knowledge check to know what these are.
Okay, do it.
Would that be Arcana or Religion?
I'll let you choose either one.
I'm going to go with Arcana because it's higher. That is a 19 on the die, so that is going to be a 27.
These are Bodaks. They're creepy. They're from the abyss, and they serve Orcus.
Yep,
and it's real
yep.
bad if they kill you.
Yep. Nigel's going to say, Bodax, oh, well, this guy was a bloody idiot. All right, avert your eyes. Do not look at it. Its stare will literally kill you. And I will then, I will bonus action Sanctuary.
Okay.
As I drop a uncork a bottle and pour this like viscousy liquid completely on me, as it like coats and covers all of my clothes and every parts of my body, as I then move forward, and I will move over to who's the closest to me?
Possibly Vapid is nearby, since he skated.
No, I know
away to
Vapid's right
hide
next
a
to me,
little-
but
yeah.
inside the. Oh no, I guess he went inside. I don't see Vapid at all. So
Yeah.
More so is Brawny or
Ronnie might be a little bit closer.
Patsy.
Patsy's squaring off immediately against one of them.
Okay. And I saw no, nothing happened to Brawny, right? Because you
No,
negated
it
that.
tried to stare her down and it didn't work.
Got it. Okay. But I saw Patsy get just like weirdly bitten by this thing, right?
Yeah, it chomped on her or punched at her.
Okay. I'm gonna move. Was active, but I don't know that. So I'm gonna move closer to Patsy. If I can get there within 30, then I will gladly. Okay, great.
Yeah. For purposes of convenience, since we're Theater of the Minding It, the room is less than 30 feet, so you're all
got it.
Close.
I move over to her and I pull a actual potion bottle out of my pouch, and I administer it to her to help close up some wounds as I use a potion of healing.
All right.
Oh, friends.
Protect the sunshine, girl.
You're gonna yes, absolutely.
Later.
You're gonna heal 5.
Yay!
That's magic you're drinking!
You hear from somewhere in the darkness.
Behind the overstuffed chair.
Magic. Oh, so exciting.
And I do end my turn within 30 feet of it, so I will take 5 necrotic damage.
Question. Necrotic damage, though. I can't remember how this works. It's been a long time since I used it. It's like it's permanently reduced by that 9 damage, right? That I got earlier.
No,
It's
it's just damage. That's just the type.
Oh, it's just damage.
Yep.
Okay. Yay.
It'll tell you if it's permanently reduced.
And I will avert my eyes from it.
Okay. Avert thine eyes.
And that is my turn.
All right, Ronnie, what you doing?
I do not avert my eyes at all. I look at the one what has just had a stab at Patricia, and my face goes slightly red, and it's like I've gone back a few years, and I might as well be wearing a uniform as I start yelling, "You sons of mothers! How dare you come in here and have a go at my troop! You're going down right now!" And I'm gonna draw my greatsword. That was my bonus action to rage, if you don't mind.
Yep.
I'm gonna run up and I'm gonna stab the thing. I'm gonna use. I'm being very reckless and all.
Do it a reckless stab.
I'm gonna recklessly stab it. 25.
That definitely hits.
I'm untethered.
That would be 11 slashing and 2 rage damage.
Sweet. Is your weapon magical at all?
Not even slightly.
Okay.
But it is a great sword.
Okay, cool. That's excellent, but not useful in this context.
And then I'll use my extra attack to have another go at it. That'll be a 20.
Okay, that hits.
As another 8 slashing, 2 rage.
Okay. Sorry, I have to do so much maths.
Do any of you people know what the word subtle means?
I do not know what subtle means. I'm gonna use an ability I'm making up right now called Sergeant Stare.
All right, yeah, you tear into it, and it still seems not the most happy. You definitely get an impression that although you are not striking it as hard as you could be, it is nonetheless effective because your rage is helping. And that is your turn. You also feel the sting of that necrotic energy seep into your flesh and your bones, and you take 5 necrotic damage.
Which I will gladly round down to 2, thank you very much, using my better the totem resistance to all damage, except for psychic damage.
Okay.
You know, it probably didn't do psychic damage until you started punning.
Yep. Patsy, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hit it twice again.
Okay, do it.
Be like, this is way scarier than I thought it would be.
Just
24 for the first one.
yup.
And 21 for the second one.
Yep. Roll
I've
your
just-
damage.
I've just realised why my initiative was so low. The big pause.
Oh, God.
You're not averting your eyes.
I am
Thank
not.
you.
Dual
what was
survival,
yours?
you know, the lazy
5.
eye.
Okay.
25.
Whoa. Okay. In what manner would you like to dispose of this nasty, nasty creature?
Okay, so
Whoa.
I swing at this painting. This creepy thing comes out. I'm like, what am I doing here? What is happening? I'm gonna kill it. So I kill it. I swing. I got friends pouring potions. I'm like so stoked about this magic that I got to drink. And it's just like revving me up. And I just like, I think it's more than heal me. Like I just feel like I have so much strength that I just freaking slice right through it.
Yeah, you just cut through it and it just sort of dissolves into nothing and the tatters kind of fall. But there is still, in fact, one more.
I
So
like,
we're just gonna...
I don't look at it, but I like mentally look at it.
Mentally. Like,
You're like... All right. Vapid, it is your turn.
is there someone in contact with the other critter?
I mean, everybody's close enough that we can assume you have advantage.
Okay, that's what I want. I run around from behind the furniture, staying low, quick as a bunny, get behind it, and stab it where its kidneys ought to be.
Where it may have once had kidneys, yes.
Exactly. Plus 7, dirty 20.
Okay, that hits.
Come on. Dear God of good dice. There's it. That's what I rolled before. Oh, that's even better, though. 50, 21.
Wow.
My,
Rogues, man.
my sneak attacks. Woo. And then
Rogues, man.
I use my sneakiness to find the ottoman to crawl under.
All right, you
Natural
bamf under the
20.
furniture again.
Oh my.
Natural 20.
It just
All right,
vanishes.
you disappear from the narrative. You're so safe. You could nope out of the entire dungeon
Man,
and nobody would know.
Yeah.
I can't believe that only the 3 of us have gotten this far. Because there was never 4 of us. It's only been 3.
That's fine. You won't remember the magic items I took.
Nope. All right. Cool. Yeah, you do it a good stab. You duck out of sight. It doesn't even know what hit it, literally. However, you are still technically in its space, so you do take 5 necrotic damage.
I figure.
Oh, I need to do that too.
And it's now its turn as it's swinging around trying to figure out what the heck just poked it so hard. And it lands instead on that orc, that half orc. That was being very loud and making bad jokes.
Sorry about that.
Do.
You hear a voice you don't recognize anymore.
Okay, let's see. Go ahead and make a con save. You're probably gonna make this because you're great like that.
I'm gonna use an advantage if you don't mind.
Do it.
Ooh, only a 12. Only a 12.
Oh, nope. Sorry, friend.
Oh.
Take your 22 necrotic damage.
I will round that down to 11. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Still not very nice though.
Nope. And that's what it does. It's just staring you down, and it's real creepy.
I'm trying to stare back, but I feel like I'm wasting away.
That's valid. Nigel, it is your turn.
All right. I am. All right. Well, let's see what we can do with this. And I'm gonna move over to Brawny, and I am going to reach in. And I'm gonna hand her a mushroom and say, "Eat this right now."
I don't know. I'm pretty full. I don't know if I've got mushroom.
God.
I stab Brawny. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait a minute.
Please take advantage. You don't even have to use one.
No,
They also grant you inspiration.
Anyways,
No, I will
So,
eat the mushroom. Nigel seems like a fun guy. I'll eat the mushroom.
How much to donate to summon a dragon? Please.
at which point, your entire body begins to quiver as your muscles bulge and grow, and Brawny grows double in size as you take the effects of enlarge.
And can no longer speak, right?
And for some
If
reason, your
only.
tongue overswells, and you're just you can't really talk. It's weird.
If only. All right, so Brawny is big.
Swole.
She swole. Is there anything else you can or would like to do, Nigel?
No, that's me.
Okay.
I move out of. If I have enough movement to move out of the range of the aura, then I would like to do that. If not, then no worries.
You'd probably have to vacate the room, because the room is pretty much the space of the aura. But
Okay.
You can avert your gaze.
No, I have averted my gaze and will continue to avert my gaze.
We'll assume you are doing that.
Yes. If I try to make it to the hallway, if I can. If I can't, then I will take the.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, I move out of into the hallway.
All right. Bronny, you're huge. Are you gonna do a thing now that you are ginormous?
Yes, I'm going to. I kind of want to just step on the bodak, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stab at it with my now short sword-sized great sword.
Okay. No, it grows with you.
It grows with me?
It does, and you gain an additional D4 on your damage dice that you roll with your damage.
That is so cool.
Fantastic.
That's I will magic, then. By the way.
Magic is awesome.
It is science.
Then I'm going to be reckless, and I'm going to stab at the thing twice, using an advantage both times.
Do it.
Hey-yar! Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
Great. Sword. That's 19 damage, 15 slashing, 4 raged / enlarged. And the second attack, 22. That's 12 slashing and 6 rage / enlarged.
Jeez.
Dang.
Wow.
Okay.
Hang on a minute, I'll add that all up. 18, 22, 37 total points of damage.
Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. Surprisingly, it's not actually dead yet, but it looks like you hurt it a bunch. So you
use my bonus action because I haven't used it. I'm just going to step on one of the other paintings. Just.
Are you? Are you sure?
I mean, okay. I didn't think anything bad would happen when I did this, so I guess I am.
Okay. Yep. So you do that, and you see mist unfurl, and another one joins the fray.
Oh no.
So maybe don't do that next time.
So everything but the brain grows is what you're telling us.
A new challenger arrives.
God.
Then in that case, I'm very glad I blew that second level spell slot.
All right. And also you are ending your turn within the 30 feet, so make sure you take 5 necrotic damage.
Yeah, rounded down again, obviously. This room's totally bodacious. It's a stretch, that one. That's not a good one at all.
That one,
take 30 necrotic damage. I'm kidding. All right. Patsy, it's your turn. You just watched Bronny step on a painting and another bodak popped out.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't think anything bad would happen either, but I never think anything bad's gonna happen. All right. I think I'm gonna probably go for, well, which one's closer to me? The hurt guy?
Probably the one that's injured that you were sort of squaring off against already.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna swing. I'm gonna swing with my great axe.
Okay.
Right at him. I'm gonna swing twice.
Ask him a few questions.
That's a nat 20.
All right.
And a 19.
Okay, yeah, those both hit. One of them obviously crits. So roll your damage.
How do you do crits?
Double the damage die, I think.
Cool.
Is that? Meh.
That's the standard, yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
I don't know. I never get them.
At our table, we do full as much damage as you could possibly do, and then a roll. But I will definitely just.
Okay.
Well, see, that's why, because I just rolled 2 ones.
Oh. Well, if you want to do it the other way, I'm not going to be upset. I don't care.
Okay.
As long as we all agree, that's fine with
Yeah,
me.
our house rule in D4 is the first weapon damage die is always maxed, and you roll the second one just so that way you don't get 2 ones.
Perfect.
That's fine.
Sounds good to me.
So the first one is going to be 23 damage. And then did I hit with a 19? Dookie. And then plus 14, so I can't do math. A lot.
I'm gonna say it doesn't have enough to withstand your might again. Do you do anything different?
No, I'm just like so excited about this magic thing still, and I'm just like, I can do anything. And I think the other one
Oh,
too,
my lord.
and like glitter falls off my greatsword.
She's
Of
almost
course.
a magical girl.
Yes, this is now canon.
She started spinning, lights came, her outfit changed. I don't know what happened. It was fantastic.
I've leveled up.
Oh, magical knight, pretty Patsy. All right. However, you killed it, so actually you don't take 5 necrotic damage because that aura's down and the other one hasn't brought its up yet.
Almost.
How are things doing under the ottoman? Because it's
Oh,
your turn, Bab.
I found some gum down here.
Ew.
That's what I thought too.
What would you like to do? Another Bodak has popped up because Brawny so delightfully stepped on a painting and summoned another one.
I crawl out and sneak up behind it, and I say, "Whose side are you on anyway?" To Bronny.
Hey, not fair.
And I get a 19.
Okay, that hits.
And I will stab it in the kidney again.
Do
Wow.
it.
I keep rolling 4s for the dagger. It's just, I can never do this any other time. Okay. 20 points of damage that time.
Yo.
I'm rocking.
Okay.
There, take that, Bodak! And then I jump behind the desk, crawl under the desk.
Okay.
With a... Ooh. With a... Oh, wait, I get advantage on this. Sorry. Well, that doesn't really matter. 10 on my stealth roll.
Okay.
Well,
And what was your damage again? Sorry.
20 even.
20. Okay. Sweet. All right. Yeah, you duck out of sight. Once again, this poor sap got stabbed and doesn't know how that happened. It doesn't like it though. It's not a great feeling.
Yeah. Well, it's not really intended to be.
Nigel, you're in the hallway, right? You ducked
Yep.
out of sight. You ducked out that way. Brawny
did.
and Patricia are in the room. This one is going to take a swing at Brawny with its feast. That does not hit, I don't think. That's an 8.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't even hit me. That don't.
Oh, did I take another 5 at the end of my turn?
Wait.
The aura was on the one that Patsy
okay.
just destroyed.
Wait. I attacked recklessly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shoot. Okay, well, does a 25 hit?
Funnily enough. Yeah.
It's also a crit.
There's
It's
your
also-
punishment.
Ooh.
So, all right.
Come on, bring it. What you got?
You take 12 damage plus 18 necrotic, if I'm doing my math right.
30.
30 halved is 15. It's not so bad.
Okay. So, yeah, it slugs into you with its weird long-fingered fist, and you feel that, and you sort of feel that necrotic energy resonate across the blow. It doesn't feel great. You feel a little sick. And it's going to use its bonus action to activate the aura because it sucks.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
And that is its turn. Nigel.
All right. Nigel is going to gonna see this one appear and just kind of sighs and kind of moves in and kind of wipes away and slings the protective viscousy gel that had coated his clothes, kind of slings it off onto the ground as he pulls an orb, glass orb from his bandolier and tosses it at the Bodak, canceling his sanctuary.
Okay.
Because he's attacking, so I need a dexterity saving throw from it.
Okay. Huh, that's a 4.
That is a fail, so...
That is a super fail.
Hey, all right, we'll take 9 points of acid damage.
Ouch. Okay.
As I remain in the hallway.
Okay, and it is not resistant to any of those things, so neat.
And that's my turn.
Okay. So you are good. Ronnie, you're up.
Right, his thing's just punched me.
Yep.
And that means it's not just made of shadows, it's corporeal.
Yes.
Right.
I told you it might make it up to Sergeant.
Perhaps it might. I'm gonna, Nah, there wouldn't be any use. It wouldn't be any use. Even in my blind rage, I'm not going to start grappling it and shoving it. It don't make no sense. Instead, I'm going to carry on recklessly attacking the creature.
Okay.
Hang on a second. Just give me 2 seconds here. As I, I'm going to swing my sword at it.
Do you a sword swing? That does not hit.
All right. Well, win some, you lose some. Extra attack. 24.
That does not hit.
Reckless.
Oh, you get the advantage. That's right. Okay. Yeah, that hits.
Yep.
It's
I get advantage. You get advantage. Everyone gets advantage. We like everyone to have advantage around here.
All right. Yeah, 24 hits.
That would be 14 slashing damage and 6 rage slash enlarge damage. That's max damage on my enlarge damage there.
All right. That hits and does a goodly amount of damage to this creature. You see the mist kind of bleeding off of it into the air. Do you bail from the room? I'm going to assume you're just going to stay in its grill.
Yeah, no, but I will say, hey everyone, top tip, even if you're mad and you've got a bonus action like what I have right now, don't step on another painting.
Important safety tip.
But I thought we're trying to clear this area.
Oh.
Go ahead. Does anybody have any area of effect skills? That would be great in here. There's like 20 more paintings.
God, no.
All right, how much time we got?
Not nearly enough. All right. Take 5 necrotic damage and have it, or do whatever you need to do with that. Because you are up in its spice.
If you start busting up more paintings, you're going to hear what a cape of the Montbat sounds like when it's.
You bamf out of here.
Yeah. Peace. Patsy, it is your turn.
All right.
You watched big old Brawny smash into this thing, but it is still I'm not going to say it's alive because it's really not, but it is kicking.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give it the old 1-2 with the glitter sword. Oh no, I lost my place. It's gonna be an 18 and a 22.
Both hit.
This is so fun. All right. 25 damage.
Okay. Jeez. So, much like the last 2 times.
Did I kill them all?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna scream, kill them all! I'm going
Kill
a
every
little.
last one of them.
Yeah, getting into a little bit of a glitter rage, and I feel like that's a thing, you know. All I see is
That's
sparkles.
That's a barbarian path to make.
That for sure. But yeah, she's and cuts through it again. Now that she knows how it goes, you know, she's
Sure.
like,
Yeah, you cut through it and it disappears in scraps and shadows. And as long as nobody steps on, stabs, or breaks any more paintings, all seems to be well. And the room is quiet again.
Well, we've learned our lesson here, haven't we? When you find a note pinned to the wall, don't read the bloody note.
I crawl out from under the desk, find the note, retrieve it, and take it over to Bronwyn and hand it to her. Here.
I know that got us in this mess in the first place. I would have just steamed right on through this room without that bloody note.
Yeah. So, all right. How, Bronny, how are you feeling? Let me look at you.
Oh, I've been worse.
Are you do you need aid now, or are you all right?
This is just a flesh wound, really.
Are you still
Right.
large?
Hey,
Technically, yeah.
That last.
Can I
Um,
hug you? I want to hug you in large form.
it lasts for another 30 seconds, and then it'll
This
go away.
makes me feel so safe.
I shrink as we hug.
Yeah.
If your enlarged spell lasts for more than 4 hours, contact your local clinic.
Amazing. Right. Are you all right, Patsy?
I'm yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's keep moving.
I'm all right too, if anyone cares.
I know. You were in and out. I barely saw you. I was very impressed, actually.
I really thought that you left us.
Oh no,
It's very, very impressive.
there's heirlooms to be gathered. Not going anywhere.
In this room, now that you have a bit of the lay of the land, you do see there are papers and things that may be more like journals and personal notes.
I will gladly start looking at those and see if I can figure out what this idiot was up to.
Yep. So as you rummage around on the desk, go ahead and make an investigation check for me, if you
I
would.
will gladly do that.
Whilst Nigel's rummaging around, Bronwyn will, of course, be musing in the background. But, you know, I heard a tale once about some foreign dignitary, an emperor, I think, and I reckon he must have had an heirloom, because he had clothes that were made of nothing but air.
22. The air escapes my lungs.
Fortunately, you are so engrossed in your search, you do not hear that terrible, terrible pun. What you do find, however, are notes and journals of a man who seems intelligent but curious, and very gradually starts to spiral into less intelligible madness, and scribbles and ramblings and things in a pastiche of different languages, some you know and some you don't. You see ravings of something about a black mirror, a gateway, You see sigils that you don't quite understand, but they don't make you feel good when you look at them. And
I memorize the sigils.
Yeah.
I have
And-
keen mind.
excellent. At the bottom of the desk drawer that you found some of this journal and some of these pages in, you find a broken shard of black glass that is very reflective. It might be part of a mirror.
I imagine the black mirror that he was talking about.
Hmm.
All right. All right.
You all have a corridor that you could go down and a clue, or the ability to backtrack. Either way, we may be leaving this party very soon.
I'm going to show them the black shard and tell what I found. There's a journal here. It talks about a black mirror, and he continued to dabble in things he should not dabble in, and looks like he opened a gateway to something. This shard looks like it could be a part of a black mirror. But we can continue on or see what we need to do. It's up to y'all.
I don't know. We've had kind of a rough morning, and I bet the tavern has a wonderful breakfast buffet.
I mean, no,
I
dude,
love some breakfast.
you said you were like an expert in closing these demon doors, if you will. Can't you just like do that from here? You've got a shard, you know. You just put a bit of effort in, you know.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. I need to see it. I need to be in front of it. I will remind me to tell you the time that there was a gateway opening in the middle of the woods while things were pulsating out of it, and demons were pouring out as we were trying to close it. It was fun.
It does sound like my idea of a good time.
By a certain definition of fun.
I mean, I guess if y'all are feeling it's not going anywhere, we can try again tomorrow. If you want to go and rest and relax, I actually could start mixing a few more potions and vials myself. I went through quite a bit of my more higher end stuff anyway, so.
You know what's going to happen, though? We're going to get back to that pub, and there's going to be some new adventurers come in, and when they come in, they're going to look around, and they're going to think, oh, look at all these people what have been stabbed up in completely normal ways, and that'll be bloody us.
Well, here, come here. And I will walk up to Bronny, and I will pull out like a salve, and I'll start like applying it over to her wounds.
Would you two like to be alone?
Flick vapid around the ear.
Ow!
None of that cheek.
Heal 15.
Ow.
That's quite nice.
And then I will go over to Patsy and do the same.
Magic is amazing.
Heal 15 as I again that salve I kind of rub together my hands and then
Like I was
kind of
never even hurt.
do kind of rub on your cuts and gashes and where the bite marks happened, and you heal 15 again because I rolled the same thing.
Wow.
As I use cure wounds on both of you.
That is so cool, man. Multi-passing into magic.
Just magic. What? Multi-class into magic. I think we're fairly unscathed, and I think that went fairly well, considering we just fought 3 Bodaks and none of us died. That's pretty good. I think, yeah, I mean, if you want to try that, that's fine. We can continue moving on. It's up to y'all. But regardless, I'm not going to leave this place until this has been completed. But meaning not like leave this town, not leave this down here. I don't really want to be here by myself. I may send word to, if we leave, I may actually try to send word to my partner Jeremiah to see if I can get him here. He is full of much vengeance, and he is very good at disposing of these creatures.
My concern is that if we go back, I mean, I saw they were setting a bonfire up outside the pub, and I worry that if we go and rest, that by the time we come back, all of the enemies will be back. You know, they'll be like brand new, fresh ones.
It's possible, but I'm not going to go anywhere until it is completely gone. But I feel if it continues just to stay locked, but if this portal is open and this thing is open, it's quite possible that more things will continue to come as time goes on.
What do you two think?
I think there's more heirlooms down there that need protecting.
Yeah, I want to kill more things.
Yeah, that too.
I just want to kind of like looks up. I just want to make sure we have the time to do it.
We can always go and buy more herbs.
Because I would. It is so bad to really get in there, and time is of the essence. I feel like we're racing against a clock.
This is such a meta conversation.
Now I know why everyone in the bar looks like they're dead on the inside, because somebody puns every time they come in.
It's a pungent.
Oh.
Well, that's the title that I missed out on. Enter the Pungent.
Maybe we should go back to the bar then. This dungeon's got a pungent aroma anyway.
And so, with one last terrible, rank pun, you all
Wasn't that
mark
good? It
your,
wouldn't
mark
place in the
your
ranks.
place. You mark your place. You mark the room, and you make your way back.
Rapid was here.
If you're like a certain group that I was in, you carve the cool S on the wall. Everybody knows what that is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you make your way out, back into not really sunlight. It's very cloudy here at all times and very gloomy, but it is light, which is a significant difference from what you were dealing with down there. Evening is more or less upon you after the time you've spent trawling through that space. Nigel, I'm going to assume you did your due diligence and locked up.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you make your way back to the house to report to the lady. And you make your way to the tavern for a good dinner and an okay drink, or 10.
I pull out my alchemy jug and I fill it with fresh water and I drink water.
Hey, now that I've tried magic, can I try ale?
I'll use my alchemy jug to give her ale.
Nice, nice.
High quality ale.
Proper ale, not thrice watered down ale.
Yeah.
And after I give her the ale, I'll go over to the bartender.
Mhm.
And you look amazingly like a guy I saw in there dead. He had this jug. Now, would there be a reward for something like this? Look, it pours out ale. You know, family heirlooms returned.
I didn't have no family down there. But I think makes ale, you said?
It does?
Wow.
How much?
Right over that head.
Quite a bit. See? Pour out some more.
Every day makes more. Nigel will say.
What Nigel says.
You might have yourself a sale, sir.
How much
I
would
think
something like
that's-
that be worth to you?
I think as the deal is struck,
Cool.
that's a good spot for us to start to close.
I just have the satisfaction of returning an heirloom to a family member.
Thank
For
you
a price.
so much, everyone. here we are at the end. We did it. We sort of did it. We did something.
I got to try magic. I was
Hey, nobody died.
Yeah,
Nobody
you
died.
got out alive. That is the accomplishment for the day.
Yeah, anyone who's played Dark Souls or anything like that will understand that terrible pain. I started doing a playthrough last week when I was on my week off, and I rage quit after 2 sessions.
See, I've been playing so much Darkest Dungeon, so that's what happened. That's why this exists.
Yeah.
It was super fun. I had a blast.
I did too.
It was so much fun. I loved everyone's characters. Sorry, I was playing the boring one, but
What a good group.
Someone needs to play straight man, or everyone else isn't funny.
Yep.
Why don't we go around in reverse order this time? We'll do another quick wrap up. Who are you? Where can we find you? And then we will outro with another one of the extra life stories. So everyone, get your box of tissues. Next is first is Frankie. Hey.
Hello, I'm Frankie. I'm Human Houseplant on Twitter. I also play Adelaide, the Half Elf Warlock in Hit Dice podcast. And tweet and do things, and yeah.
Fantastic, super expedient.
It's late.
Next
Since
round.
the day when I took her from the
Temple.
hospital,
Oh,
she
hi.
never stopped crying.
Oh, hi. I'm Blind Temple.
I had to slip her on my arm every single
I
night.
help blind folks find games to play and help with accessibility needs and stuff like that. Look me up on there, and I will help you understand what needs to be done. And I can't think of anything else to say. So I'm done.
Fantastic, thank you. Next around we have Dustin at D4D&D.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Dustin Fletcher. I'm one of the co-DMs of D4. We are a live stream that streams every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/rockpunchatl. I'm at FlashFletch on Twitter, or you can follow the D4 Twitter handle, which is at D4DNDRPG.
Thank you very much. And last but most certainly not least, our wonderful DM, Jess at LittleCuppaJo. Oh, hi.
Hello. Thank you guys. This was very fun. I appreciate you letting me take you through spooks. I am all over the internet at LittleCuppaJo. I do a lot of things. I'm a voice actor. I've been in a video game or two. I make games. I'm on Itch.io. I have a Patreon. I'm trying to design an app to help people find, like, RPG people from marginalized groups find their people. So you can follow that there. And I play on some different channels sometimes, so just follow me on Twitter to find out all the crap I do.
Usually really good, like, this sort of time slot as well, right? You usually do the late night stream, right? Like,
Yes, I usually stream visual novels and do some voice acting shenanigans on my channel on the weekends and this time slot.
yeah, fantastic. Thank you. With that last question, it helped me stall enough to get everything set up. We're going to put another 20-25 minutes on the clock. We will be back after a short while as we get the next group ready. In for a treat next, Alice will be DMing, doing the Dragon's Eye, which should be a ton of fun. It's an old one-shot one she's got pretty practiced with, so it'll be a good time. Enjoy. We're going to watch another story. This is Eric's story. Until next time, keep evoking emotions, everyone. We'll see you later. Bye.
Eric's disability is very visual. It's you know, with prosthetic legs, and when he gets into a sled, it's even more visual because he takes his legs off and then hops in his sled. The sled hockey helps Eric in a couple ways. This is a competitive sport, and you keep score, you win, you lose. It's true hockey.
Our family was on vacation in the summer of 2000. We'd been away for the whole week up at the lake, swimming and playing. And one time when I was changing his diaper, found 2 little tiny purple dots on his bottom, which really raised my alarm. Within minutes after that, he had a little tiny pinprick rash all over his chest. The nurse who was there to intake us instantly recognized this rash, and they sent someone right away to call the medevac helicopter.
Eric's condition was changing right in front of our eyes as we were traveling, and so we understood the importance of getting him back here to Rainbow Babies and Children's as quickly as possible.
His blood pressure was low, his heart wasn't working well, his capillaries or his blood vessels were leaking, so he became very edematous.
He had lesions all over him. He had lesions on his face, his hands, his legs.
4 hours later, this terrible rash, no blood pressure, and your organs literally completely shutting down.
We were able to stabilize him in terms of maintaining heart rate, keeping blood flow, but we could not stop the progression of the blood clotting.
The next week or so is just a blur of him being in the intensive care and being sedated and being on a respirator, and them telling us all these medical terms of everything that was wrong, and all the fears that there were, and the low blood pressure, and not knowing hour to hour or day to day if he would even survive.
The hardest part was the amputation.
And the surgeon came back and sat down next to me and held my hand and said, "And we're gonna have to amputate both of Eric's legs."
And I actually, had to sign the form for them to take his legs. The good thing is that's what made him better. That once they amputated, then everything turned around.
And the next day, when Eric woke up, to see our little boy back, to see him smile and laugh and play, there was never any looking back from that point on.
Eric taking his first steps in his prosthetic legs are probably, that's the reason we work here. He went upstairs when he called them his bendy knees, and he could go up a step and bend. And, his mom had called me and said, he went up a stair.
When I see Eric now, I think he's a miracle. He really surpassed any expectations from when he first came into the hospital.
And for him to come back and to be the vibrant kid who can actually play golf a lot better than I can is really a true miracle.
And I think his determination and strength is why he's here.
Eric doesn't let anything slow him down. He wants to do everything that he can, and even the things that he can't. I don't give up because it'll never make it better.
People ask me, how can you go back to that hospital where all those terrible things happened to you? And they don't understand what a wonderful relationship that we established with all those caregivers at Rainbow Babies and Children's. And those people really legitimately cared about our son and about us. You never know when you're gonna need a specialty hospital, and you just think you're never gonna need it. They make a real difference in lives of children and families every day.
We can't thank the Children's Miracle Network enough for their support of Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital and all the children's hospitals across America.
Children's Miracle Network provide funds to hospitals that regular hospitals would never have access to.
What's more important than the care of children? What's more important than the care of children when they're their sickest or at their lowest point? Children's Hospital are a safety net for so many families across this country, that the Children's Miracle Network is a part of the support that, quite frankly, we need day in and day out to take care of these important kids and their wonderful families.
I like to help the hospital because they saved my life, and I want to help to save others.